Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We've got our first details on Constantine 2, the sequel, with Keanu Reeves and writer Akiva Goldsman, which a lot of people dislike, but those that liked the first one, I mean, hey, he was there on the first one, so there's some positivity there, I guess. Just as an FYI, I'm very sick, that's why I sound a bit weird, so soz, alright. I appeared in one video today. I will probably not appear in anymore because I'm very sick. So, this film is not cancelled. Annoyingly, I did a video from the rumour that this film was canned. And that one blew up, and then obviously did a follow-up when it was then confirmed by Warner Brothers that it was still going ahead. And that one did not blow up. So, really quite frustrating how the YouTube algorithm works. That's why it's important to hit subscribe and turn the bell notification icon to all, because you know you do these videos and obviously you make corrections as information comes out, and half the people don't get notified, which is just absolutely ludicrous, and then you get the sort of the backlash from it. You're like, oh, I did a follow-up. But anyway, look, we've got our first details on what is happening with this film. There's some good and some bad. The main bad is J.J. Abrams. I know that's a pretty big bad. So, yeah, not good, obviously. But we'll dive into it anyway, nonetheless. I'm sure there's some positivity here that you guys will garner as well. Now, this was obviously the highly Americanized version of Constantine. I quite liked it. I didn't think it was bad. You know, I didn't hate Keanu Reeves as Constantine. Whether you agree or disagree that it was Constantine or not is kind of all by the by. Now, Keanu Reeves has stated that actually he went in basically year on, year out and tried to get this movie made. So big kudos to Keanu for that. And obviously his stardom has never been bigger. He is a huge star at this point in time. His popularity is never going to be going as high as this. As high as this again, it's unlikely anyway. And this seems to be one of those things which is, yeah, as this article notes, a passion project. You wouldn't go in year on, year out if it wasn't. You just wouldn't. Now, again, there were recent reports that DC had shelved the project. That was debunked by Warner Brothers, which I said in my video alone, that's hugely interesting, that Warner Brothers will happily sit there and let rumours float around that Gal Gadot's fired, Aquaman's fired, all these things. But the moment they say that this is done, they come out and make a correction. That in and unto itself, I think, is very telling and very interesting. There's a big article with Deadline with Akiva Goldsman. Akiva Goldsman is the writer. So that was on Deadline. The article itself is a bit wishy-washy, so we're not going to dive into that. We'll just take some of the highlights from it, which is here. And he revealed the first information about it. One of them, not good. J.J. Abrams. J.J. Abrams. J.J. Abrams was once going to oversee the whole slate of Justice League Dark projects. That was part of a huge deal that he had with Warner Brothers, where he was making bank, like tens of millions of dollars with Warner Brothers. Big deal. They've since shelved basically everything that J.J. Abrams was doing, which is the right move. But him being on board on this is not a good move. So he revealed that J.J. Abrams is also involved. Now, he said he's been pretty deep in the story breaking stage. And that worries me because, as I'm sure it'll worry you, J.J. Abrams is renowned for his mystery boxes. He comes from, a very specific train of thought when it comes to writing. JJ, he's just not a good writer at the end of the day. He's not a good writer. He's just not a good writer. He's a terrible writer. Leaves things unresolved. Opens stuff up that doesn't need to be there because he's never going to resolve it. Just J.J. Abrams is just frankly terrible. Apparently he's been pretty deep in the story breaking stage. Now I'm hoping that stays in the story breaking stage and Akiva develops it past that. It doesn't take too much of what J.J. Abrams has tried to put into the film, because that I couldn't think of anything worse, quite frankly. Now he also says This is a credit to Keanu, who endlessly has said, "This is the character I want to return to." This is what he said to Deadline, stating that Constantine 2 will expand on the original themes about maintaining the barrier between Earth and the evil creatures on the other side. So it's just an expansion on the first one. It says the character is very much Keanu in the way he and Francis saw the world of good and evil, and the wonderful and authentic noir where there is a world behind the world of good and evil coexist with our world right up close. Beyond that, we're still discovering it as I am writing the script. I don't know whether I think that's good or not, in fairness. You know, I don't know. I don't know if I think that's good. I mean, I don't have a release date for this film. This film was so far out, it's not even funny. Will Keanu Reeves be DCU's Constantine, or will he end up being the Elseworlds? Who knows? I think realistically, if you're looking at it, you would imagine that James Gunn and DC proper would go, right, let's have Keanu Reeves Constantine as part of the Swamp Thing element. You know, it's the same kind of element. You'd have same kind of genre. You'd have that all sort of interwoven. That'd be the smartest way to do it. But I don't know whether, because we don't know what the tone they're going for. I don't know whether Keanu Reeves Constantine would work in DCU's world. Maybe that is the tone they're going for, sort of a more harder, realistic tone. Who knows? But then you'd think, why would you keep the Batman and the Joker separate then, if that's what you're going for? So, I don't know. It is what it is. The first story details are basically, we're building off of what happened before. It is the coexistence of good and evil and trying to keep the barrier closed. There you go. I mean, that's just Constantine through and through, isn't it, really? Again, like I said, the actual interview itself, it's a bit wishy-washy. It's a whole lot of nothing. You know, it really is. You know, he says how much he loves Warner Brothers. I spent close to 20 years or more. It's a homecoming. I get to work with Mike and Pam and Jesse. Alright, no one cares, but alright. Like, literally no one cares about that. This is what it is. Anyway, apologies. I'm starting to cough down the mic now. Let me know what you think, though, on this down below. I'd love to hear any and all of your thoughts. Hit subscribe. Cheers, guys. Take care.